Is it working?
Mhm.
All right, great. We are on. So welcome everyone. So glad you are here to join us for this event. We are calling it Golden Years, Small Steps to Maximizing Your Health Span. And so what we want to do to start out with is if you'd like to type an answer to this question in the chat. The question is, what are your maybe like top 2 or 3 concerns about aging, or what are your biggest concerns about aging? And you can go ahead and put those in the chat for us, but we'll kind of address that. Alrighty. Being able to move with little pain, being in good health. Yep. And we have some other things we thought of. Yep. Not being independent. Mom wants to be independent. And ability to keep up with my family, maintain a healthy lifestyle. Those are all beautiful. Yes. Okay. So basically we're going to talk about those things today. And we're going to I have some team members from my team who are going to share their stories with you about some of the solutions that they found that have been really helpful for them as they are getting up in years and looking for ways to keep their health at their best. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to kind of progress from what we see on the outside to what's going on in the inside. So with the outside, we're going to talk about skin first. So I'm going to ask Denise to, oh, you are unmuted. Okay, good. Denise, we're going to talk to you. And I want you to first just give us some background to your skin story.
Okay. I am 70 years old, and later in life, I got this hideous rosacea problem. Not just the red cheeky stuff that glows, which I wouldn't mind so much, but I got the roadmap stuff where there's lines in your face and stuff. And the only way to correct that is surgery, which insurance, of course, won't pay for. It's laser surgery. So that was not an option. So for years, I've been struggling to try to reduce the appearance of it. It is quite embarrassing sometimes. For me, mental health was part of it. You have to feel good about yourself to be good. So when I went to one of these info things we're doing like here, they were promoting the skincare products. And I thought, oh, what the heck, it'll help Teresa, it'll help Havilah get some points and make some money. So I ordered it. And I'm telling you, I used it one day. I know that sounds weird, but I used it one day and miraculously my skin texture was better. The reduction of the redness was done. It's not surgery, so it's not going to move the lines, but it really softened the appearance. So one day.
Wow, that's really cool. I just forgot I didn't start my PowerPoint, so I'm going to share my screen real quick here. Click share screen. And yeah. For now, whoopsie. Okay, there we go. And we can click slideshow here.
Oh.
That's two. Oh, no, that's not what I want. From beginning. There we go. Okay, that's what we wanted. So this was Denise's story. My bad. Forgetting my whole thing. All right, next question for you, Denise. What made you, you actually answered the question. What made you decide to try Shaklee and not something else? And you said it was.
Yeah, I've been using another brand, which for a long time, and there was no change. I mean, it was just the same old. I'm sure it cleaned my face, but it didn't do what Shaklee did in one day.
That's really awesome. And then, so is there anything else you'd like to add for us?
No, it's not, it is vanity because I don't like looking hideous when I'm out and about, but your mental health has a lot to do with things in your life and your body health, I think. So when you feel kind of good about yourself, which this product helped me feel not so like people are staring at me all the time and I can go out with a smile. So that meant a lot to me.
I mean, mental health is huge, like mindset and mental health. And if it's just a little thing like skincare, like why why not try it, right?
Right. Well, and if you start younger, you won't have all these problems when you get old.
That's our hope. All right. Thanks for sharing, Denise. All right, we're going to move on. So next we have, I don't know if anyone mentioned this, but healthy weight. I think that's something we often are concerned about as we age. And it gets harder and harder to maintain your weight as you get older and your hormones change and it's harder to maintain muscle mass and things like that. So what we have today, I have a recorded interview with Chelsea that I'm going to go ahead and put up for us. I'm going to, let me make sure we have, we're going to make sure we have the sound. I don't think I clicked share sound, so I'm going to click stop share. And we're going to try again. Share screen, share sound. There we go. All right, and then I've got to put my, oops. Clean this up. All right, I quick screen share, didn't I? Share sound. Okay, so I am screen sharing. Here we go. All right, let's see if you can hear this.
Okay, cool. All right, so Chelsea, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Since you're a personal trainer and have like 7+ years of experience with Shaklee, so we want to know what you think about healthy weight and how bone density and muscle mass plays into that. So let's go ahead and jump in. Question number 1. So what do you think we should be most concerned about regarding our weight as we age?
Well, as we age, our hormones change, and by age 30, we've really reached the peak of our bone density, because what happens is our bones are constantly doing something called remodeling. So the old bone is carried away, the new bone is put on, but as we age, the rate changes. And so more is carried away than is replaced. And so I want to talk about 2 things here, because we're going to focus on weight, because I know it's really hard for people to lose weight after a certain age because our hormones change and all of that. But I just want to encourage you that no matter what age you're at, it has to do with your lean muscle mass. Our metabolism is directly related to the amount of lean muscle mass we have versus the fat mass that we have. So the higher the amount of lean muscle mass we have, the higher our metabolism is going to be. And so it's really important to make sure that you're giving your body the nutrients that it needs, especially protein, because that is what helps us to build and maintain lean muscle mass, because protein is the building blocks of all of the stuff in our body, especially our muscles. And so along with that, there are several studies that Shaklee has done recently, and then there are other studies from a lot of different organizations out there about the relationship between bone density and increasing your activity, specifically weight-bearing exercises, so like resistance training. And so these 2 things tie together, the lean muscle mass and the protein, and then also the bone density. And so what these studies have shown is that when you add resistance training or weight-bearing exercises into your daily life, it helps your body to really fix or correct that relationship between how much bone is being taken away and how much is being rebuilt. And so it's really important that we're giving our body protein after our resistance-bearing workouts. And both of these together are going to help us with our weight management. They're going to help us to increase that lean muscle mass. And it's also going to help us to increase our bone density. One other thing that I like to add in is something called Osteomatrix, which has a combination of all the good nutrients that our bones use to rebuild and repair themselves. And so that's one thing that, if you want to learn more about that, we have a lot of different targeted solutions. And we have more resources that you can look at these studies, or you can look at different webinars on this. So both are very important. Protein, weight-bearing exercises.
Okay, and you pretty much answered my second question, was what can we do about it? And you answered
That's
that,
exactly
like
it,
protein,
right?
Osteomatrix.
Weight-bearing exercises, and then adding targeted solutions. You're exactly right.
Nice. Okay. And then the last one, well, yeah, that was in your experience with Shackley products could be of help in this area. And you mentioned, why don't we repeat those
Osteomatrix?
for us one more time since we only heard them
Yeah.
once.
So Osteomatrix, like I said, that's that combination of good things for our bones in order to increase bone density. And actually, one of our friends, her mother, was in the pre-stages of, why can't I think of it? When your bones are brittle, osteoporosis. And she was able to reverse that by adding something in as simple as Osteomatrix along with protein and weight-bearing exercises into her life. And so, there are really simple steps that you can do. And walking is a weight-bearing exercise. You're moving your weight along as you're going along. Doing any kind of resistance training, even with just like small weights, doing activities that you're already doing. So like sitting in a chair and standing up, or just focusing on balance and stabilization of like moving around different objects in your house. Like these are all great things that we can do that mimic what it is that we're doing in everyday life. So if you're down with grandkids on the floor, getting up and off the floor and sitting back down, and these are just great things that you can do to help your life to be more functional and to be able to do the things that you want to do that are important to you.
Cool. Well, I really appreciate that you break it down for us and gave us some simple steps, because it seems doable when you say like, oh, put it into everyday life. And that makes it much more like, oh yes, I can do that. So
Yeah.
appreciate you. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me share.
Okay. Let's go ahead and go back to our PowerPoint. There we go. All right. So that was Chelsea's story. And that's her wonderful wisdom that she shared with us. She's actually just recently become a certified personal trainer. So that's really exciting for her. Anyways, let's move on to the next one, which is I think a big concern for a lot of us, whether we're aging or not, which is healthy energy and movement, like being able to move. And so let's go ahead and switch to my mom, my wonderful mother, Bethany, who I have had the privilege of being raised by. Oh my goodness, what an amazing woman. Ask me about it sometime. So Mom, let's jump into your questions. Let's see, tell us about some of the challenges you've faced regarding your energy and mobility as you've gotten older.
And I do hear my grandson. Do I hear him?
Yes, you do. Small house, guys.
I was looking at this question, and we haven't had a lot of, I'm thinking of my husband and I, the challenges. We're getting older. I turned 60 this year. I have 2 grandsons now. And so it was more within the last few years of thinking about, okay, how can we age gracefully? What should we be doing? Because we're coming on to our golden years. My husband's going to retire in a couple years. So we want to be mobile, we want to be independent, and we want to be energetic. So I was just thinking a lot about this because I kept hearing from my family, oh, we got arthritis that runs in the family. I had a sister-in-law a few years ago that already had her knee replaced. And I'm like, oh dear. And I'm thinking, we need to make sure we're doing what we need to do so that doesn't happen to us. And so we do engage in healthy living. We exercise a lot. We drink plenty of water, healthy food, or I should say nutritious food is what my husband would say. But I knew there was just something missing. And I always thought we should be taking some kind of supplements. I just had that feeling inside me. And but I just didn't really know where to start. So, you know how like other things, it just kind of like, oh, tomorrow. And so that's really what, not a whole lot of challenges yet, but we want to try to avoid a lot of the challenges.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yep, you're just trying to do preventative stuff. Now,
Right.
I guess the question is, how did you, 2 questions. How did you decide what to take? And then maybe why did you end up deciding on Shackley?
Well, I looked at my calendar, and actually I looked at my orders and stuff from Shackley, and it was when you visited Havla in July of 2020. Havla and Josh and Peter at the time came and spent a month and a half or something like that. And Havla came with this big bag of Shackley stuff. And I'm like, what's that? And so as I got talking to her, she started telling me about the supplements, and I'm thinking, hey, maybe this is like an answer to what I've been looking for. I mean, I need something. And so she was like, well, how about this one? And so we just decided to go with Shaklee at the time, because we just thought, well, Hala had done a lot of research, and I really trusted a lot of her advice over the years when it comes to nutrition and all of that. So I thought, oh, let's just give it a try.
Yeah, because like, I mean, I guess I really appreciate that you took the step and just went ahead and tried Shaklee rather than like, why wouldn't you just go with Costco or like maybe Target? Like those are good, right?
Well, maybe they are good. I can't say because I haven't taken them, but I think I just really like the help that I get from you as my consultant, to be able to ask questions. And it's like someone else has already done the research for me. Chelsea has been a wealth of information too. And so I'm like, I prefer that over just kind of the big box store, because I feel like I'm getting more attention. And also the money back guarantee that Shaklee has. I mean, it's like kind of a win-win. You can try, and if you don't like it, you get your money back. So I was like, hey, let's give it a go.
Nice. Okay, well then finally tell us about your results. How'd it
Well,
work for you?
right now I'm in a real good place. I'm feeling really good, energetic. I was going to mention I do take the Vitalizer, which has a lot of different nutrients for all kinds of everything, I guess, to have energy. I used to have to drink coffee, and I would depend on that for my energy during the day. And then in the afternoon, I would just kind of, and I was like, oh, this is not the way to live. I'd be so tired. And now I don't have that. And so I'm very thankful for that. And I just think I was missing a lot of different supplements that I needed. Vitamin D3 being one, if you live in the Pittsburgh area, which I believe that everybody needs. And then the joint supplement that we take, both my husband and I, it just is really, I think we're avoiding like aches and pains that we may have had. And also we just visit our grandsons this past month, which was a wonderful visit. And we were sitting on the floor so much with the baby and with Peter, and I'd get up, and I know if I wouldn't have been, doing what I'm doing now, I would have been all aches and pains, like, oh my goodness. And I wasn't. I was like, thank you, Lord. I mean, it was wonderful. I was able to move freely, and we had the energy to chase after our 2.5-year-old grandson. And that's wonderful. And that's one of my goals too, is to be able to play with my grandkids and love them and take care of them.
That's awesome. Well, sometimes I felt like you had more energy than me, but that's fair because you can get a full night's sleep right now and I can't.
That's right.
So-
That's right.
All right. Well,
Baby.
thanks for sharing. We really appreciate all your story, Mom. All
Oh,
right, moving on. We also have our friend Karen. Karen is on my team. She is I say she's more on Chelsea's team, but then she's also on my team. So like Chelsea's the one who brought her into Shaklee and introduced her to everything. But now, like in a way, we work together, right, Karen?
Right.
It's a really cool community. I love the way it's set up because I feel like we're all in it to support each other. So, anyways, Karen, I want to hear a little bit about your story, so you can kind of give us a quick overview of. Oh, let's go ahead and switch the slide here too. Karen, yay! Okay. Can you give us an overview of your Shaklee story? Just a quick one, maybe like give us the 1-minute version.
Yeah. So I went to the doctor a couple of years ago. I had already been trying to lose weight because I wasn't happy with that number on the scale. And he told me that I needed to lose weight. And I just was really frustrated. So I met Chelsea at a MOPS meeting, and she told me about Shaklee, and I thought, what do I have to lose? So I did the Prove It Challenge, which is probably the thing that I am most grateful for, because it really jump-started a whole health journey that I am still on. So yeah, that's basically my short version.
So cool. Okay, so we will actually highlight the Prove It Challenge at the end if anyone's curious as to what that is and how that works. So what it sounds like you're doing here, Karen, is you're establishing a healthy foundation for yourself as you kind of face the future. And that's really cool. So I also want to know, why did you decide to give the business a try?
So like I said, I started with the Prove It Challenge and all the like health and wellness type things, the vitamins. And then I decided to try the skincare, and I loved that as well. And then I tried the cleaners, and I just loved absolutely all of it. So I decided to become a distributor because that's the discount. That's all I was going to do. But then COVID hit, and I was not able to really work my full-time job. I had a lot of extra time, so I decided to put more effort into Shaklee. And what I found was that all of the concerns that I had and the reasons why I couldn't do this business, like I don't know enough people, I don't have enough time, kind of went right out the window, because it's really a lot, I don't want to say easy, but there's, you just share, like when you read a good book and you like it, you share that book with other people. It's the same thing. I just share what I like about Shaklee and how it's made me feel and the changes. And just like we're doing here, people are interested in it and want to try it for themselves.
Right. Just being authentic is really all we have to do. We're not salesy here, and at
Right.
least we try not to be. We try to be real and authentic, right? We just share what we love, and that's it.
Right.
So you're almost an empty nester. And so how does having this business to do, how does that kind of, in a way, either prepare you for that or give you something to do?
Yeah. I'm still pretty busy with teenage boys, but I know that that is coming to an end. They'll be on their own, and I like that this business keeps me in touch with people. I have a whole new family in all, like our Shaklee team, and all of the people that I've met through Shaklee, and my customers have become really good friends. So I like that aspect. And then I also like that I'll have a little bit of extra money to do like household, like new carpeting if I want to do that. Or, I really, really want to get to Ireland as soon as this whole pandemic thing is over. So it'll help me, have a really good trip as well. That's what
Awesome. Oh, that's
I'm
so
looking
great.
forward to more travel.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay.
Yes.
Thanks for sharing, Karen.
Sure.
Okay, we'll move on to our next slide. We're going to try and wrap this up in a couple minutes here. Get this. There we go. So I guess we want to just go quickly over this. Why Shaklee and why not something else? Because you do really have a lot of other options, but I think what we were trying to show here with sharing our stories is that the difference with Shaklee is we have not only do we have tons of science to back it up, not only do we have like all this wonderful testing, and if you look at the slide, you can see all that stuff that they do, but we do have the stories behind it. We can share with you why something worked for us. It's not just a product on the shelf. Like, we are the walking, talking reason for this. And so that's really kind of I think that's one of the biggest differences that Shaklee has. Not only that, but they have all kinds of other really good things. The science is all there. And real quick, I'll highlight the landmark study, which is something that Shaklee did back in 2007. They partnered with the University of Berkeley, California. And what happened in this study was they compared 3 groups of people to each other. They compared Shaklee users to non-supplement users to users of a generic multivitamin. And what happened with this, they said they were going to publish the results regardless of whatever happened, whether it was good or bad. And it turns out the Shaklee users had better biomarkers in every single category, like for lower cholesterol, healthy heart, lower blood pressure, all the things that we're concerned about as we age. These were all kind of addressed in the landmark study. And not only that, but the Shaklee users were on average 10 years older than the other supplement users, and they were still in better health. So that's hope. That gives me hope. Like that makes me, gives me reason to believe that this is good stuff. And then of course you have what my mom mentioned was the 100% money back guarantee. Like, if something doesn't work for you, you contact me or the person who is bringing you into Shaklee, and we'll take care of it. We'll make sure that you get your money back. and no questions asked, but also we're there to support you if something doesn't work and we want to help you find something better. And the other thing I love about Shaklee is they have everything we need for that healthy foundation. And that's what ultimately we need as we are going through life, right? You need to have the healthy foundation of good nutrition. And then on top of that, we have a lot of different targeted products. Like, for example, there is like, so we have like a blood pressure supplement, we have a cholesterol supplement, we have the joint health complex, and just all kinds of stuff, lots of targeted products. But what we want to do first is lay that strong foundation of good nutrition. And so I'll just jump to the next slide here. And that is what we recommend. A good starting point is the Prove It Challenge, because that includes your protein, which is what Chelsea talked about. You would have a protein shake every day for 30 days. You also have a 7-day healthy cleanse, which we recommend you do that first. You do the cleanse first, and then you start on your protein and vitamins. Yeah, and then it also includes vitamins, multivitamins, either Meology, which is targeted personalized supplements based on a quiz that you take. It takes about 5 minutes. So if you're interested in going and trying that, let me know. I'll send you the link. Or you can use Vitalizer, like my mom mentioned. I use Vitalizer. I think Karen uses Vitalizer, right? And then also Denise uses Vitalizer. So we're a Vitalizer group over here, but Meology is great too. And then if you are interested in learning more, we have a 5-day email series that we'd love to get you connected to. That would help you find out more about the different products that we mentioned, as well as like some of those targeted products that we didn't have time to talk about. We could also add you to our Facebook group if you are on Facebook. We'd love to get you joining in there. And then last but not least, we do have a couple different deals going on. So if you order the Prove It Challenge, we'll give you a free Collagen 9. We didn't really talk about collagen today, but that is one of those wonderful supplements for your skin and hair, skin, and nails. Helps kind of with that outside stuff that we were talking about and that outside confidence. So we will give you a free Collagen 9 with a Prove It Challenge. And then Shaklee also has a deal going on right now with any order of $50 or more, you get a free triple defense boost. And that stuff has been wonderful for us, especially Josh. He's been using it like every day since Peter brought home a bug last Wednesday. So that's all for now that I have to say. I want to open it up for questions. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to stop screen sharing here and go ahead and bring us to gallery view. Does anyone have any questions or insights that you want to add? No? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.